What's up, guys? Linjani. I hope you are doing great wherever you are. All right, this is the entertainment recap. You know the drill. I know what you came here for. Let's get started right now. Can we talk about one of my favorite couples? I am talking about Harry and Meghan. So they recently joined in this video conversation. They were talking to young leaders from across the globe, and a very interesting topic came up. They were talking about Britain's history, right? They were talking about Britain's history and the role of injustice. They were talking about the British colonizing pretty much the world, but specifically Africa. And I thought what Archie's father, Harry, had to say was very interesting. Can I read you that quote? Here, let me grab it for a second. He says, quote, "When you look across the Commonwealth, there is no way that we can move forward unless we acknowledge the past. We all acknowledge there's so much more still to do. It's not going to be easy, and in some cases, it's not going to be comfortable. And guess what? Everybody benefits." I love when Harry and Meghan do this, when they come in and have these uncomfortable conversations and shake the table. But let's talk about the past for a second. I mean, another video that I can make is about the psychological impacts of what colonization did to the continent. But let's talk about the resources for a second. Let's talk about what they took from us. Our diamonds, our gold, our ivory, our salt, right? Our artifacts, which by the way, are still in British museums right now. So Harry and Meghan, I know that y'all have stepped down. Y'all are no longer royals, but pass this message on to the Queen. Please let her know the North remembers. So if you really want to change the course of history, let us to run us our things. Open up your purses. It really is that simple. Where in the world is Kylie Jenner? Well, she is living her best life. That's right. Kylie is in Utah. She is vacationing with friends and family. She's actually staying at this resort. It's called the Amangiri, and it is this ultra luxurious resort. It costs about $5,000 a night on average to stay there. So let me do some conversion for my South African friends. That is about 85,000 Rand a night to stay at this resort. So it's not cheap at all. Now, Kylie was in a little bit of controversy this week. She uploaded a photo of this dress that she's wearing, which by the way, she looks incredible in it. But people were accusing her of not tagging the designer and limiting comments on her Instagram page. Now, Kylie commented back, she clapped back and said that no, it's not that she was limiting comments, it was a reach in her words. Now, she did go back and add the tag in of this particular designer, and then she also went in her Insta story and tagged the designer as well. So here's my question for you. Are you obligated to tag the designer if you purchase the clothing? Here's my thought on it, right? If you're Kylie Jenner and you have hundreds of millions of followers on Instagram, it certainly would be nice, because what ended up happening in this particular case was that this designer, Loud Brand Studios, sold out of everything, including the dress that Kylie was wearing. So on an everyday basis, I would say no. But because we are in the space of supporting Black designers and making sure that their voices are amplified, if you are Kylie Jenner, I say tag. I love what Beyonce is doing with her website and plugging Black designers, Black creatives. That's the only way that we're actually gonna have real change. Give them their money. Now, this next story is really heartbreaking. By now, I'm sure you've heard the news of Glee actress Naya Rivera and the search that is underway for her. So if you haven't heard, she went boating with her son, who's either 3 or 4, and they went on this boat, and authorities found her son hours later by himself. Now, what happened to Naya is still a mystery, but from what I understand, it is no longer a missing person search. It is now a recovery search, which of course leads us all to believe that authorities are assuming that she has passed away. What an unfortunate accident. She was so young at 33 years old. But I love what she posted 6 days ago. She said, quote, "No matter the year, circumstance, or strifes, every day you're alive is a blessing. Make the most of today, and every day you're given. Tomorrow is not promised." Oh gosh, such a powerful statement. So my thoughts and prayers are with Naya's family. I'll keep you posted as the story develops. Okay, so fun fact about me. Ever since I was a kid, I've absolutely loved magazines. I still collect them to this day. I love just sort of thumbing through a magazine. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I wanted to share with you some of my favorite magazines that are out there right now. Let's start with this first one. This is Charlize Theron. She is looking incredible on the cover of Entertainment Weekly. This is their digital cover, and she shot this in her backyard. Her kids are helping her with those sparklers, and I think she looks incredible. Blonde hair, that red lip. I mean, she is just aging so gracefully, aging like fine wine, some South African wine. Anyway, she's starring in a new film. It is called The Old Guard, and I cannot wait to see it. Let's move on to Kourtney Kardashian. She is on the cover of Vogue Arabia. She also looks great. I love this bob. I love this fun makeup on her. So playful, so youthful. She's in her 40s and she's still killing it. Now, she talks about why she left Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and I'm just gonna read you a part of her quote. She says, "I've been filming the show nonstop for 14 years. I was feeling unfulfilled and it became a toxic environment for me to continue to have to occupy my life as much as it was." So good for her for stepping away and walking out. And by the way, Kourtney, I think that you have the most interesting face. So if you get that comment, give me a heart below. Let me know if you understand that reference. Let's move on to Gabrielle Union. Gabby. She just absolutely, again, another one who just knocks it out the park each and every single time. Her stepdaughter, Zaya Wade, actually photographed this cover. She's on the cover of Self magazine, looking incredible. And I love what she had to say about her approach to raising her 5 children that she has with her husband, Dwayne Wade. She says, quote, "What I teach them is to always center joy, peace, grace, compassion, understanding, and to be a good neighbor and global citizen. But that you are worthy and deserving and validated by birth by the fact that you exist." I mean, I love that. You gotta really pour into your children from the time that they are young to make sure that they feel, that they know that they are just seen and heard, and give them those superpowers so they can go out there in the world. All right, let's move on to Keke Palmer. Love my girl Keke. Keke, do you love me? I love your afro. Keke looks so good. She's on the cover of Cosmopolitan. I love her afro. I love the curly fro. I love her minimal makeup. I love the styling, the direction of this shoot. But I love what she said about where she gets her inspiration from. She says, quote, "My inspiration comes from my peers. It comes from my generation. It comes from God. I want to be able to make sure that I did something, that I had a positive intention and made positive impacts, even if it is on just one person. That to me is what makes my life so purposeful." I love that. I love Keke. I adore her so much. And I'm so sad to hear that her talk show, Stray and Sarah and Keke, was canceled, but I'm sure that's not the last we're gonna see of her. So that's my magazine recap. What magazines have you been checking out? By the way, we're gonna have to talk about the South African media industry and how the magazines are sort of dying out over there. One day though, that's the next video. Whew, that was a lot this week, right? Okay, so that is the end of our entertainment recap for this week, but let me know what you want me to talk about for next week. Slide in my DMs, leave me a comment below. Guys, stay safe, hug your loved ones, and I'll see you really, really soon.